Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. Interesting news. So the Cowboys say they are not slipping away from Cooper Rush being the starting quarterback, that Cooper Rush gives them the best chance to win. This brings up two interesting questions for me, or at least one. If Cooper Rush gives you the best chance of winning, why did you trade for Trey Lance? Are you admitting that Trey Lance is a bust and that you shouldn't have traded for him? Now, we are talking about the same franchise that did bring in Ryan Leaf. I don't know if you guys, some of you are probably too young, but Ryan Leaf was thought to be the biggest bust in the NFL draft. I guess the Cowboys were trying to top that because they signed Ryan Leaf as a free agent. They didn't trade for him. So if this is as good as Trey Lance is going to ever be, and he's literally a number one pick, that, let me see, I want to say how many games Trey Lance has played. How many starts does he have in his career? Trey Lance has 9 games in his. Oh my God. He has 9 games in his whole NFL career. And 3 number ones were given up for him. Are we now officially saying that Trey Lance is a bust? Or is it that the Cowboys are looking at this at a different point of view? That maybe what they're trying to do is, our season's over. Okay, let's be clear here. Dak Prescott's having surgery in the morning. He's done for the year. You see what we get from Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. Now we got Will Greer. We're still battered and bruised. We've got a tough schedule that's left, the first place schedule. And at this point, with the 3 wins, we're sitting on the outside of the top 10. We're sitting at number 11. But maybe there's some good news here, because as I look at it with the Miami Dolphins getting a win last night with Tua, I might think that they'll get another win. That would get us to 10. We do play the Giants, and the Giants are 2-8, and it's conceivable that we lose to the Giants. Okay? See, they're 2-8, and we're 3-6. See, they're a half a game ahead of us, or worse than us, because they have one more game. And that's the case for quite a few of the teams, because, see, the Carolina Panthers are 3-7, so that means they've got one more game than we do. Same thing with the Jets, the Saints, and the Patriots. So I don't know how the tiebreakers will fall out, but it's possible that we could end up, if we don't win any other games, that maybe the Panthers end up with a better, winning a tiebreaker, because the games we won were AFC, except for the Giants, Steelers, and Cleveland. So as far as our conference goes, we got one win. One win. That's over the Giants. So, I think strength of schedule might hurt us a little bit, because we do have a tough schedule, tougher than, say, the Giants. But it's conceivable that we could be in there. And right now you have to look at it and say Cooper Rush kind of gives you a chance to lose these games. And I don't mean to, here's the thing. I don't mean to blast Cooper Rush, okay? Because some of this is Cooper Rush is limited. Some of this is the Dallas Cowboys are limited. See, Cooper Rush has, in his career, 9 TDs, 6 interceptions. His rating over the course of his career is 79.1. His completion percentage average is 59.0. 7. The one year that he got a lot of work was when Dak Prescott was out and he played 5 games. He had 5 TDs, 3 interceptions. Nothing really to write home about, but he did have an 80% rating, which wasn't too bad. His completion percentage was 58, not great, but he did have 1,051 yards. Enter now, his completion percentage drops by 3. His TD ratio becomes even, and his rating drops by 18%. Now, I don't know that Cooper Rush is a worse quarterback now than he was in 22. I believe the team is worse. The team is worse than it was now. So here's the thing. Let's say the Cowboys can get 6, 7 in the draft. I know everybody's saying, go for Shedeur Sanders. And maybe you do need to start thinking about another quarterback. But the only problem is you've got 3 more years, or is it 4 years? I don't know if this contract. Hold on. I'm confused now. When does his guarantee money drop off? So this is a good question here, because when does his... That's not the right site. Dak Prescott over the cap. Because if you get Shedeur Sanders, let's say hypothetically you're in a position to be there, and you're bringing in, Deion Sanders. Basically, you've got next year. If you cut Dak after this year, you got $150 million in dead money. So you got to have him for next year. If you decide to cut him the year after, you got $61 million in dead money. Probably the out would be 27, which would be $33 million. Now, that's under the assumption that you don't restructure his deal, in which case he's got an $89 million cap hit. So if you're drafting Shedeur to sit behind Dak, you could do that, kind of like they did with Jordan Love, and that might be a good thing for him. But, of course, there'll be the pressure to play him, and you'll be paying Dak Prescott a boatload of money right now, but it wouldn't be a bad insurance policy. Here's the only problem with that is the Cowboys have a lot of places that they need help. They have a lot of places that they need help. And so do you look at it and say, like you did with Trey Lance, and say, let's get another quarterback who now you have to admit is a bust? Or do you look at this and say, we need to take that first-round pick and get a primo player in a primo position? I don't know. But I know one thing. I don't think I want Jerry Jones making that decision. The decisions they've made recently have not been good. So we'll keep you up to speed with all of that. The rumors, of course, is Cowboys are closing in on Deion Sanders as their head coach. But that's, him and Bill Belichick are the 2 favorites right now. My wife's like, what? Prime time, yeah. So we'll see. Peace out.
I'm no punk bitch. I ain't no punk bitch neither. I'm no punk.